All all right, so I'm gonna give you a fun task, right? And I'm gonna need you guys to answer. Okay, we're gonna reverse the system. I'm gonna ask you right now to give a second of your time to just think carefully. And the session is highly driven by imagination, so we have to use it to the best of our abilities. Okay? So this is a question to everyone. Even Miss Venera, please feel free to join in and add and answer if you like, but it's for everyone. You're an admissions officer now. Okay? You have a set of students that you're supposed to choose from. Are you going to choose the A student with no activities, the athlete with average grades, the refugee with a powerful story, or the entrepreneur with no formal test scores? And I want you to write on the chat, where do you think your category falls into? Which of these categories are you in? And if you're not, um, who is going to go there? And sorry, one last thing before we actually kick this off. I forgot the most important thing. Can everyone on the chat pick a number from 1 to 17? This is like very quick and then we go straight in. So basically, you pick which number you want to be from 1 to 17. All right, let's take a look. Okay. Uh, okay. Any more numbers? I have. Oh, I asked, can you please choose a number from 1 to 17? It can be any number within those. So you can be number 8, number 9, and number 10. Okay. All right. Let's give it a start. So we're going to do a little fun activity. I'm going to pick a random number, and this random number is going to be the admissions office. And it's going to be my job to tell you a compelling story of why you should let me into the University of Taskool as an example. Okay. So I'm looking for everyone that is very shy. So your number gets called up, you better be ready to talk. It's gonna be a little bit scary. All right, let's go. Number 4. Can you on your mic, please? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 4, you with me? Yeah. On the chat, the person that picked number 4. There's a gray box on the screen. Okay, right. I think
There's
that's me.
a gray, sorry, there's a gray, okay, it's removed.
It's gone, yeah? Okay, can I have number 4? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, wait 1 second, okay. Can you on your mic for me, please? We're gonna have a quick
No, I,
conversation.
I I did not choose 4 and I chose 5.
Oh, you chose 5. Can number
Yeah.
4 speak? Are they in a space where they can speak? Oh, okay. You're trying to unmute your mic. No problem. All right. Okay. While you try and unmute your mic, I'll definitely circle back to you. Number 5, are you available to speak?
Yeah, okay. What can I do?
Okay. Number 5, you're an admissions officer now, okay? There's 4
Okay.
categories, but I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to tell you my story. I'll tell you everything that I've gone through, and you're going to choose if I fit into your university, okay? So you're going to interview me now. So you go, you open it up, ask me the first 2 questions that come into your brain.
Should I start?
Yes, you're the admissions officer. I'm trying to apply.
Okay, the first question. Could you tell us about yourself, your introduction?
Okay, my name is James. I am from Guatemala. I have 5 siblings and I have to work to maintain my family. At the same time, I have to walk 15 kilometers to go to school. However, I have a lot of work experience. I have worked for 3 different companies and I am very passionate about physics.
That's good. I also love physics.
Okay, so unfortunately, I have gotten some bad grades in physics. I have gotten a D minus and I have failed English. I got an F, but I really have a dream to become one of the big physicists. Is it possible for me to join your university?
So you seem to be passionate about physics to me. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. But my grades are not good. Do you think I have a chance of making it into a university?
Yeah, you can learn about physics in our university,
Mm-hmm.
and
So,
grades don't matter. Matters our skills and our personality.
mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm gonna go on to same story. Number 4, are you available now to speak? Take a look. Okay, I guess number 4 is still having problems. Let's go number 4, number 11. Number 11.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, same story, but this time
Yeah.
I want you to tell me what do I need to get into a university? What do you think I need?
Uh, as you tell about that you are passionate in physics, you have to learn more about your skills and not only physics that you are interested in. There are many things that makes up your personality. Like you have to learn language as well, and you have to be a creative not under physics because it's your own personal interest. But when we are giving you admission in university, then you
Mhm.
have to maintain yourself and you have to clear many of the collapses or downfalls in every subject in the academic as well as your personality. And there are some skills that you have to be learned. That's why we have to give you admission in university.
Thank you very much. But I don't know what skills I can learn right now. What would you suggest? How do I learn skills? I can't make it to school all the time. I can't be there. What alternatives do I have?
First of all, is where the criteria we first you have to be learn communication skill as well and
Mm-hmm.
the emotional intelligence type of skills you have to learn and the self grooming for skills you have to learn also
Okay.
and intelligent question also.
Okay. Will you allow me to study in your university?
Yeah, after the completing these skills and many also other skills are also needed. When you
Mhm.
come in our university, then we introduce the many of the skills and also some other criteria and many things that are necessary to be learned when you are in admission process of the universities.
Okay, well said. Let's go on to our very last example now. Can I call up number 1?
Hello.
Hello. I am going to give you another story. I am a young woman who is very passionate about changing the world. I have studied IT in university and I have a GPA of 4.0, but I have no experience in terms of any extracurricular activities. So my life has been school and home. Can you allow me to enter your university? I also don't have leadership skills.
I would give a chance to you to study in my university because I think maybe you don't have any experience, but you have to start in some point, and you said you have a big enthusiasm and studied a lot, so I would give you a chance to study in my university.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one more problem. I don't know how to speak English. What do I do?
Could you please ask the question again? I don't get it.
I don't know how to speak English.
Actually, that could be a big problem because English is very important. So I would maybe don't allow to study in your university because English is really important.
But I have a GPA of 4. I'm one of the most smartest people in my class in my whole country of Romania. I am the most smartest person, but I just don't have the certain skills. Is it possible that you can allow me into your university? I'm also a very hardworking student.
Actually, being hardworking and being a very good student is a good, but English is very important, and in the future, you gotta be participate in international programs or things like that. You have to represent my university. So, don't knowing the English is a really important point for me.
Okay, thank you very much. So, thank you very much, guys, for your responses. This is very important for you guys to understand. This is very important for you guys to understand. Sorry, one more. This is very important for you guys to understand that the process of getting into university has no perfect formula. You could be the most smartest kid and you can be the one with the most average of grades. What makes a difference is how creative you are, how you can tell your story, and how you can stress upon what is strong about you. So key takeaways from this that we got is that we need a combination of both, right? We spoke, you need to know English, you need to know a lot of things, you need to have skills, but at the same time, you need to have a very good story, which is very important. These are the foundations that we build our entry into university to. And I think Ms. Venera is going to be taking you up on this one. But when you write your essay, you write with all the passion and most impossible dreams that you could possibly have. So bottom line, nothing creative. Okay. So let's go on to the next slide. Okay, it's important for you to clarify the challenge. Admissions is not about being perfect. Do not think you can write the world's most perfect essay. Do not think that everything is going to be perfect. It's messy, it's scary, a lot of questions. What do I want to do? If I want to do IT, what's going to be in IT? What if I'm not good enough because there's thousands of people applying? But your superpower is your uniqueness and your ability to understand yourself, very important. And the ability for you to say and tell your story. So I'm going to ask you, what makes me memorable? What makes me qualified? So I'm going to give you all the space to speak. So if you can just like, on your mic and just answer, what makes you memorable? What is the thing that people are going to remember the most about you? And apart from your qualifications, what is it about you that is your superpower? So who would like to go first?
I think for me it would be our, our communication skills, personality, and leadership skills, and also apart from that, how do we solve our problems? So that really matters a lot. Decision making also important.
Okay, so your superpowers are your communication skills, yes?
Yeah, one of them.
Okay. So like what is the one thing you want me to remember about you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't know how to answer that question.
Hey, Deep Deep, we just met right now. We're in this beautiful program. You're applying to university. What is the one thing when I pick up your essay that I'm gonna say, I'm gonna remember him for this?
Yeah, I'm very curious about learning new things. I'm very innovative, and I want to contribute to the world something. I want to invent something.
All right. You see, the truth of the matter is we all know what we are. We just don't know how to say what we are. So now when you start off your process, you're gonna say, I'm a very innovative guy and I want to change the world. But people are scared of saying I want to change the world or that I'm innovative. So courage is the first thing. And can you see from my understanding of my conversation with everyone is that everyone knows, they believe fundamentally that there's something about them that stands out. But then fear will mess up your essay, it'll mess up your pathway to university. So you got to be able to say that if I'm going to speak, I'm going to speak and say what I am. So you just told me you're an innovative guy, yes?
Yeah, I did.
I have one question for you. This is going to determine if you're going to get a fully funded scholarship or not. Elon Musk or Steve Jobs?
Do you have to choose?
Yeah, you have to pick. It's either Elon Musk or Steve Jobs.
I would go for Steve Jobs.
Uh, I'll tell you why you're wrong. Okay? I think you're wrong.
Okay.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
I think you're wrong because it shouldn't be Elon Musk or Steve Jobs. It should be you. You should go for you every single chance you get. You learn, you go for you. Does it make sense?
Could you elaborate more? I don't understand.
I asked you, you want to get a fully funded scholarship. You have to pick between two people, Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, right? You chose Steve Jobs. And I said you're wrong because you shouldn't choose between Elon Musk and Steve Jobs. You should choose you. It was a trick question.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Exactly. Everything that you're going to write, everything that you're going to do is pick yourself. You need to choose yourself. You need to be as ambitious about yourself. That's how you start to tell your story. I think we have a chat. Anyone else that wants to go? Exactly. Ishav, you give yourself priority. It's your story. It's not the story of how the next person, you can talk about who inspired you, but fundamentally it's your story. Okay? Does anyone else want to give it a try?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
Sir, as you said that we have to choose ourselves.
Yes.
So many other people gave the example of a very successful person that they are the successful person. So is it be considered that are comparison or inspiration point?
You consider it an inspiration point for your story, okay? Why
So
I say this? Yeah?
so it will be better for us as you say that why we choose them? We have to choose ourselves because we are the hero of our own story. We are the innovative
Exactly.
for ourselves.
Exactly.
So then why we consider them? Because we should be inspiration for our own self.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is a very fundamental and philosophical question. What I'll say to you is that we'll always consider other people, not because we cannot do the same things that they can. Fundamentally, humans have high capacity. There's nothing we can't dream into existence. We choose these people because it gives us a sense of direction and a sense of hope. My role model was Steve Jobs my whole life, but I'm not Steve Jobs. And above being inspired by Steve Jobs, I wanted to write my own story. So I was always passionate about building projects, building new ideas for me. And my goal was to surpass what I thought was essentially a hero for me. Does it make sense? So these people are part
Yes,
of
sir.
us. They guide us, but they're not us. And we have to be able to choose what is good for us. We can't go the same direction as our heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anyone else? Any questions? Okay, let's take a look. Exactly. We are unique and we always will be unique. And this is the type of courage you need to carry with yourself on your way to university is that there's 8 billion people in the world, but there's only one you. You make use of that because it differentiates how everyone else is writing their story. And I will, yeah, please.
So don't
I
you
have
think
a
that
question.
Oh, sorry. Let's just hear the question.
So like if I have like okay, what can I say? Like I'm good in like studies, academic wise, I'm like excellent, getting straight A's, everything like that. And I
Mm-hmm.
also have like extracurricular activities that I do, like
Mm-hmm.
side jobs or side quests that I do and stuff. But I don't have anything that's like memorable that like stands out, like per se. Is it still possible for me to get like admission to like a university, or are they looking for that specific thing that like makes me memorable and just not qualified?
Okay, that's a very good question. And I will answer it with proof based. So I was born in Swaziland. Uh, I studied my whole life in Swaziland. I was very active. I went to a high school called in Jabuweni, but there it was very basic at my time. And I had environmental club, I had leadership programs, and I was there, but more on the average side. So what I'm gathering is that you have the best of both worlds. I had half, which was good activities, not really good grades. So the trick is very important. Any university can take you. It just depends how you phrase it to them, how you express what you are doing. The thing that makes what you do memorable is the passion and how you translate this passion into where you want to go. So if you were very passionate about agriculture and you said that I made it a point to always want to learn about agriculture, and you know what? I think the best way to learn is through practice. Give me some activity that you're passionate about, and I want you to tell me about it, and I'll use the same example just to guide you and say how I would say it.
So it's not an activity per se, it's more of a sport.
Okay.
So like netball, I do netball like at school, but also in like my free time,
Okay.
practicing and stuff like that. Not only just like outside on the court, but even at home, because we have like an open area and whatnot, and I have the ball. So that's something I do like when I'm free, when I just wanna like do something, keep myself occupied.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna rephrase what you said and I'll put it down in a way that you can make it seem memorable. So my name is Keith Conwin. Growing up, I had a very strong dedication and a hobby for netball. Netball was a very essential part of me, not because it was an extracurricular activity, but because it was very important in forming my identity of myself. Through netball, I learned how to play with teams. I learned how to understand communication clearly. I learned how to embrace winning and losing. So netball became a trajectory for me in my life that made me excel. It gave me the courage because I learned one thing: we can't all be winners, we can't always be losers either. but what we can be is a unit, a force. And this is something that compels me to want to join a university. I believe in the power of unity, and I believe in the power of teamwork and collaboration. And I believe that we can do positive and we can make positive impacts. Is that something that would be memorable?
Yeah. Okay.
You see the
You made a
point?
good point.
Take a
Yes.
passion. Yeah, you take your passion and you rephrase it. Because everything we have done, we have one common problem is we believe all the stuff we have accumulated is useless, but it has value because we did it. This is one of the first things I said. The moment you do, you act on what you have done. This gives it a significant value that you have the power, unlimited power to shape and make into something that is impactful for the next person. So your story of netball can be as impactful as the person that was sitting in the benches and was very scared to join.
Okay. So it's not only just about like grades and if you have like extracurricular activities, it's like about how you phrase your essay, how you phrase your application.
And how you put you in your application is very important. You get me?
All right.
It's
Thank you.
essential to say that it's your story. You love netball, yes?
Yes.
So don't sell it short. You have a dream. There's a place that you want to get. You sell that. My case particularly was selling basketball. I love basketball so much more than my own studies that it was a positive thing for me, and it done a lot for me. And through that passion for basketball, I was able to write a very powerful motivational essay. So it's all these small things that we think are useless that actually have value. Once you learn how to place value in the small things that you do, they become extraordinarily big. You can make it anything. This is where your imagination comes into play. You got to be able to imagine, project all those things, and you can make it anywhere. You get me? Just on how you
Mhm.
phrase, how you see it. Very essential points moving forward.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
100%. Any other questions? Okay, I don't think we have. No, but I think someone was talking before you. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah,
Okay,
I wanted to say that
yeah.
I wanted to say that if we only praise ourselves and we only praise ourselves, admire ourselves, don't it make us selfish? That was my question.
Okay. Listen, there's a very big difference between hubris, which is selfishness, and all the vanity that you can put into your mind. That's where things go south. It's very important to know you're the center of your story, but other people and other aspects of your life matter. It's not selfish to want something for yourself. It's selfish when you think you're the only person that can get it. It's selfish when you put it in a way that only you have the capacity. And the best way to diffuse that is being open to learn. If you show in your essay that you are open to learn, it shows that you're adaptable to any situation and people are willing to bet and invest in you. So you put yourself first, but you're open to learn too. Does it make sense?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that also exactly. There's no self-praise. Self-praise, you have to be able, there's courage, there's confidence, and there's self-praise is something else completely. It's how you structure. It's very important how you structure it, how you put it. You can be confident in your skills, which is essential. You need to show that "Hey, I'm confident and I can back what I'm saying." But when it becomes in a way that is very self-centered, very disruptive, we have oof, a very big issue on our hands. So again, it's how you go about it, how you understand the perspectives are unique to you. And the most neutral perspective is always the best because you can never lose. You can never be too selfish. You can never be too selfless. You need balance. Does it make sense? And one important thing, guys, we're all here to learn. I am learning equally from you as much as you're learning from me. So if you feel something is not right, feel free to ask. Say, oh no, you disagree or agree. And we can always come together and find something very plausible moving forward because we're both learning, we're building something as we go on. Okay? All right, so
I, I have another question.
shoot.
So like you said, in our application essay, it has to be something that's like convincing, something that has passion, right? Does the
Mm.
length of the essay matter, or it can be any length,
Well,
or they
depends.
give a specific word limit?
They do. Some universities give you specific word limits, some don't. So
Okay.
look, the process, I was actually gonna get to this. I'm gonna teach you guys something called first principles. First principles is the theory that allows you to break everything down to its smallest component. So the elements of an essay broken down to its most fundamental pieces. What is an essay? How does it function? How do we use it? What are the key points of an essay? You're not convincing. You're not trying to show why you're the best. You are telling your story and why you fit in. You get me? Because
Okay.
convincing, there's 1,000 people that are going to convince about how they have a 4.0 GPA or they learned in the best curriculums or they went to Waterford or wherever, top schools and everything like that. But that's what differentiates the underdog and the top students is how they phrase their story. The same way someone with a 4.0 GPA can get rejected and a 2.3 gets in, it's how you put yourself, how it fits into you. They want to know you, your personality, of course, your accomplishments too, and what makes you stand out. There's only one you, and everyone is going to use the same thing. It's a
Right.
pattern, trust me. Everyone is going to
Right.
say, oh, this is my story, this, yeah, oh, yeah, I've done this, I've done that. Yeah, many people have done it. But how do you say it? It's your story. Why are you the
Right.
perfect fit? Why did you pick where you're studying? So these are all fundamental questions that follow you throughout your admissions process.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Let's move on. So, what is creativity? Why is creativity important? I'm very much unorthodox in how I go about all these things, but this is very important stuff for you guys to learn. And I feel like it's going to take you very far. So I designed and thought of a way of how can I break down this session, not make it boring or talk too much because I get bored quickly. I'm also very erratic in my thinking. So we have creativity, solving a problem in the most easiest ways. This is Mr. Rhodes and JP's formula for you to use, but this does not mean you can only use this way you break it down. So I like to make it into 4 Ps: person, process, product, and press. Okay? Person, identity. Who are you? What do you do? What is your story? Falls under identity. Resilience. How did you get to where you got to? How did you build yourself? What type of challenges have you overcome? These are stuff that they'll always want to know. Okay? And then the process is what we're doing now: preparation, reflection, where you ask yourself these really hard questions and you kind of go into detail about what it is that is you. Like you really take a deep look, you understand your emotions, because emotional intelligence is 100% one of the most important skills in our modern day, is to be able to understand your emotions. How you see yourself reflects how your essay is written. You cannot lie to yourself. So even if you lie in an essay, you get caught in the interview. Does it make sense? This is like how the whole system is built. Okay. And then the product is the application materials. What are we looking at? What type of questions are they asking? Each application has their own unique way of asking these questions, but fundamentally they're all the same. Stanford will ask you what is the key, what are the key features that make you the best applicant? And then let's say Rhodes University will ask you, why do you think you're the best to apply? It's the same system, just different ways, okay? And then we have the press, which is basically your environment, your situation, your upbringing, very important. It tells and gives a unique projection of who you are. So we could have a kid from the regions here in Azerbaijan versus a kid from Baku. And the kid from the regions can just break it down that this is where I grew up, this is what I had to enjoy, this is what made me me, and this is why I'm the best pick. So how you phrase it is very important. Okay? So
Is there something like oversharing in the essay, like when it comes to like personal experience or how you are you, if that makes sense?
yeah, okay. Oversharing, no, but there's a way of writing. I feel like Ms. Venera is going to carry on with that is very essential. How you share, how you say it, how you put it, very important. Because you can tell your story in your own way that is impactful, but it has to meet a specific degree. Like for instance, you can't go into mass details of for instance, I can talk about how I saw poverty, I saw malnourished kids, and how this impacted me to want to do more. That's like a very personal thing to put into an essay, but how I put it down is different. You understand? So
Yeah.
there's a degree that you go into. You can share, but you share in a way that is according to the standard of how you feel about it, like professionally. If I'm just like the
Okay.
most sound way is share professionally.
All right.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions? Okay, let's take a look, see. Uh, Good question. This is actually very fascinating because I will give you the most realistic examples. I like to deal with very realistic examples. We have Apple and Samsung. The difference between Apple and Samsung is that Apple doesn't tell you why they're the best phone or why their camera is the best or whatever. They would tell you a story of them, the features that they have. You are someone that believes in good moral standing. I am someone that has done this. I am someone that believes in this. Your core values right there are the most important thing. You can't compare yourself to the next person. What you can compare is yourself, your morals, your core values. These are how you put them in the essay. These become something amplified completely moving forward. So balancing it out is very important. I don't know if I'm making sense. Don't put yourself in a position where you're competing against other people. Put yourself in a position where you can express your core beliefs and your moral values as a person, you as a person, not in contrast to anyone else. Because it's you, essay paper, and admissions. There's no Keith on the side to compare yourself to. Did I answer your question? Okay, I guess I did. All right. Oh, let's see. No. Basically, yes, that's it, 100%. Try to be a better version of yourself. You need to build yourself, understand yourself. Okay? It's very essential stuff. You're not competing with the world, you're competing against yourself. And mastery over yourself makes you the best version of you. Okay, let's take a look. So, this is a bit of a homework, okay? Um, and I never used to like homework. I still don't, but okay. We can make it fun. We can write on our WhatsApp group, okay? And we can share ideas there. So it's not compulsory. If you want to, you can. If you don't feel the need to, don't. But breaking it down at first principles, like I was saying, what is the real admission challenge? What do you think is going to be the hard thing? Is it your grades? Is it your inability to write? Where do you think your shortcomings are? This is self-assessment, okay? Then you challenge the assessment. Are the test scores essential? How can I work around my test scores? Step two, very crucial because I did the same. I had probably averages of 64, 75, nothing A category. I only got to see A's in university. But that was a very fundamental thing. How can I work around my test scores? So essentially what I did is rephrase the whole system. This is where I kind of got creative and to say, these are my test scores, my transcripts, but this is what I've done also. This is where I've been, and this is how I've gone about everything. And then rebuild from scratch. You design your own unique application. You say, this is how I want to go about it. This is how I feel is the best way, and this is what encourages me to write. What's your source of courage? Like to say you can do all these things. What is it about you? So if you look carefully from an objective point of view, and you contrast it against something that is subjective to you, you get to see exactly who you are in the system. Like, where do you fit in? So you design your application from subject, not from object. Objectively, they'll say, this is the format of writing, this is what they want. But you're there to say subjectively, this is who I am, and this is how I can contribute. Yep, please feel free to talk. Guys, you don't need, just like, if you want to talk, just like have at it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that what if if a university they reject you? Can can you try another time?
Of course. You know, when I was applying for ADA University, I messed up twice in a row. I messed up twice in a row getting the scholarship, and it was devastating because I really needed a scholarship at that time. And pretty much the principles of how I got to Azerbaijan. And in that process, I got rejected, but it didn't stop me from actually trying again and again and again. Like no matter how much you said no, I still tried, but I spread out my options to different universities also. But if that one university is the one that you want to get into, you need to be very tenacious. And no is just another way of saying yes, and you gotta dig deeper. It doesn't mean give up, it means go back to the drawing board and try again. Okay, I think we have a question. Exactly. Learn from where it went south the first time. What messed up my application this time? Did I do it in a rush? Was I feeling emotionally unstable? Was I feeling sort of tired that I just didn't feel the need to go through it? What really killed me? That's very essential to know and to go back and check it out, you know. So, okay. It's okay. This is basic. Okay, yeah, shoot. Feel free to talk.
Yeah, is it okay to stick to only one university, or should we visit many universities? We should apply for many.
I'm my strategy depends on you, but I'll just give you a bit of my experience. You cast your eggs everywhere. You don't focus on one single country because it gets hard and it's time consuming. So you try US, UK, wherever you feel you want to go to, you just kind of expand into that. Okay, like you pick every single aspect, every single university you possibly can that has a probability of accepting you, even the ones that don't. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, you can speak.
Yes, sir. My question is that when you say that we have to choose many of the universities, so many of the students choose university according to their dream. So
Mm-hmm.
should it okay, or we have to choose the university according to the world ranking, the best of the best?
I would say double your odds by going for every single venture. You can go for top universities at the same time, mid-level and low standard universities. That's the approach. You don't stick to one category, but you can spread it over. You spread your risk.
Sir, but what about the interest of a student or dream of a student that I wanna go to that university, but the top university was not that.
Again, it all depends on the ambition, how you write, how you go about the process, how you think and reflect. For instance, like I was saying before, under norm, it's very difficult to get into universities like Stanford, but they have scholarships like Knight Hennessy that you'd think you'd need a 4.0 GPA to get, but there's been evidence of people that had 2.3 GPAs that got in. So it shows that it's not impossible. They were just able to adapt and tell their story in a way that is unique to all the people. Because as we proceed now, universities are buying more on potential and what you can do and not what you have right now. Because you have people that will be the most intelligent, get in, and they won't be able to contribute towards something bigger in the university. So it'll just be a passing phase for them. But you have people that are very ambitious, that can get into the university, build something crazy, become the next Steve Jobs or whatever. There's potential. So it's how you put it down. Did I answer your question? Your ambition and your potential can make you get into any institution. That's what I'm saying. How you see yourself, what you believe you can do, can help you get into any institution. And so just to answer this question, what did you pay attention during your application process and your motivational letter? I paid attention to what my plan was, what I wanted to do, the course that I wanted to study, why I wanted to study the course. And the biggest thing I paid attention to was how I wrote about my dreams. I spoke about being the next millionaire, and not millionaire in terms of value, but a millionaire in terms of my worth to people. Like I would have wanted to help millions of people in the world. And that was my goal. I wanted to build an institute that can empower people. And I used that because it was my ambition. It still is now. So yeah. Which of these is more difficult, and do you think it's possible to switch from international relations to international business? Okay. Well, if I'm being honest, I will just share. I feel like I'm an international major. We in international relations, you do come across business dynamics. You're gonna have microeconomics, macro, you're gonna have trade and international policy. These things kind of mitigate each other. So it's very essential that when you pick, you know what major you're going to go for. And some majors have similarities, but they're different. So I could tell you that international business would have more business statistics, more of the fundamentals that run business, where international relations is going to have a lot of the political aspects. So they intercede at some point in time. They are similar subjects, but they differentiate as you go deeper into the subjects. So does that make sense?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. This slide is a global admissions breakdown. It shows you based on my research, guys. So this is actively going on, and I'm trying to find the best way. I'm actively researching, trying to make it more simple for people to get into these places. So what I analyzed was that the US particularly is holistic, meaning they focus on your essay, your GPA, and your activities. If your GPA is low, you have a good essay and you have good activities, there's a probability of getting in. So they go in accordance to these three stages. Okay. Holistic meaning that it's important. And then we come down to UK. From what I've understood, not all the universities, guys. This is a very general point of view. So it's not 100% specific until I can prove it, but this is what I've gathered. UK focuses on academics plus personal statement. You can have a good personal statement for your course and get in also. And you can have good academics and a not so good personal statement and get in. So there's a probability between the two. And Canada's GPA heavy and depends on the institution. So some institutions will definitely look at your essay. And I think Miss Venera can comment on Germany because she's got some knowledge on Germany. But based on what I have understood, this is it. So I don't know, Miss Venera, could you share your thoughts on Germany? What do you think?
Well, thanks for this question, Keith, about the Germany. Yes, I have a pretty sufficient. I mean, I think I would say I have, excuse me. So I have actually quite a bit of an experience of dealing with German institutions and, trying to help our students from Azerbaijan in terms of their master's, especially master's degree, application to German public universities, because they do have private schools and they are quite expensive. So, but since it's a free public, education is free and the public education in public universities. So I encourage everyone, whoever wants to have a fully funded, sometimes they do have fully funded, but if you are looking for a free education for your master's degree, for your graduate plans, I think Germany is one of the best countries, to explore. So I think that in the admission process, they definitely look into your GPA scores. They do look into your personal statement, as I mentioned yesterday. The essay should be strong enough to indicate the relevance between your academic experience and your, academic background and your work experience, basically. So if you have, let's say, bachelor's in economics or computer science, and if you're applying for master's in the same field, you have 99% of a chance to be admitted to German universities. But also you should have some good supporting documents so that would make you eligible, okay, to get the admission from German institutions, German universities. So definitely, in addition to that relevance, that your bachelor's and, would be economics and your master's is also economics that you'll want, you should again have a strong personal statement and admission essay, basically. And then plus you will need to have IELTS score. Definitely there's an IELTS score. They're still looking into it. They're looking into a high GPA as well. They're kind of all going in parallel, but I think the major thing is the relevance. My recent student, she's still studying in Germany, but she was studying again economics, and her German was poor, but they still recommended her that she gets some kind of a preparation course here for German language. So at least for beginner level, although her most courses were in English in Germany. But they still encourage that if she has some German class here, some kind of course, that would be an advantage, basically. And then we worked on her personal statement. Her GPA was fine. It wasn't like the best. It was fine. And then she also had her CV. She was also working somewhere as a part-time assistant. It wasn't quite economic, but I think she was working for some kind of oil company and helping with the project administration. But still, she had a chance because, again, she was applying for the master's degree and she had a bachelor's in economics. What I'm saying that I think in German institutions, you may be a good fit if you work on if the areas that you are, applying in Germany, it should align, it should be in balance with your undergraduate degree, with your bachelor's degree. See what I mean? And that's why I think you should start preparing for your academic examination, for your IELTS exam, and then also work at the same time on your personal statement and look for public universities that in Germany that have good computer science programs or whatever, you know, you're looking for. And then I really ask you to be well prepared in advance. Start the preparation. The earlier you begin this process, the whole application, the better for you. You will have a higher chance. Don't have the environment if they are colleagues. Okay. I think Keshav will and Kumar will have some questions to you. And that will be about how can one improve communication skills if their colleagues or schools don't have that environment. That would be, could you explain the slides? Okay, I think the slides that they will ask you, Keith, to explain.
All right, let me
I
just.
think. But
quickly
Ilaha has a question, but
all
if,
right, yes.
yeah. Maybe if that's about application, Ilaha, I mean, if that's about German education, I can respond, but then it's you know, Keith slide, he has to go through those things. Yes, please.
Okay,
Yes,
wait, this
for the
yeah.
German application. I want to ask that if I want if I want to study German, bachelor's degree in German, do I have to know German language?
Yeah, I think that for the bachelor's degree, which I didn't do much, but I've heard a couple of students from Azerbaijan, they, you know, as opposed to master's degree for German, for bachelor's degree, major courses, they are all in German, although that's also changing because they want to internationalize their education. So they are slowly switching to English language as a language of instruction, and you know, in both colleges, I mean, in their bachelor's and master's programs. But again, so far, I think that's a great advantage and privilege for you if you study German here and you have some at least beginner level, then that will again work in your favor in your application, and they will definitely choose you over another applicant who doesn't have German skills. Okay. Okay, sorry, Kit, the floor is yours. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's totally fine. Thank you for helping me out and answering that, Ms. Zanira. I saw a question on how if my environment is not open and everything like that. Well, what I can say is that this is the whole reason we have Taskool and we have Venus Academy with Ms. Zanira, is to allow you the space for you to be able to build these skills, for you to be able to learn and understand and interact with people. Hence why I say it's not so much essential yet. Um, it's not a big issue. If you're in the right community space, you can interact with people and understand. So my idea of this whole thing was just to build a space where people can be free to talk, interact, and understand each other on common values and respect, obviously. So I think it's very possible. I feel like we have enough students and friends here that you can actually practice with. So yeah, definitely. Yep, Keith, the floor is yours.
So like I'm not really well knowledge on the IELTS course. Could you please touch on that if you have any knowledge on that?
Okay, basically what happens is that when you apply for university, there's two phases. There's the admissions phase where it's your essay, you write, you get through, and then you go to the second stage, which is an interview, where in the interview you'll be asked some things. Fundamentally, it's because of two things. One, they want to assess your ability to think and to see where you are as a person. Now, in an interview, they'll test a lot of things, your morals, how you act, how you behave, your conduct, very moralistic values. And then they'll test your ability to speak English. So they'll ask you very tough or sometimes very easy questions. Tell me about yourself. And then you'll explain, my name is this. From there, they'll be able to pick up this person's diction level of English is at this level or it is below. So again, how you interact there is very essential. Some universities, particularly ADA University and Azerbaijan, they have the foundation course where if your English is not so good, you can actually do 1 additional year of English. So I think it goes the same for some international institutions around the world. But yeah, it's very basic. Can I just ask, which country are you from?
From Swaziland.
Oh, you're also from Swaziland. Swaziland is not
Yeah,
so much. Yeah, that's really good. It's good to hear
yeah,
that you're from Swaziland. Swaziland is not so difficult because we speak this Siswati, yes, but English is one of the native languages, and most of
yeah.
our curriculums are IB, Cambridge, or IB. So we don't have so much of a problem because it's like I'd say a first language for all of us there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So let me proceed. Japan is basically exams and structures. They have crazy exams. They will test you on mathematics, physics, English, Japanese also, and you go into an interview. So they're very strict. I've had the experience of working with them, and yeah, it really can be tough at times. So it's a very narrow selection. It's not so holistic. It's like the opposite of the States, if I can say. So, okay, let me see. Oh, I need to see. Okay, this, I don't think we have enough time for workshops. Okay, and our case study. Okay, I think I'll just jump a couple of slides. Let's see the questions. Yes, definitely, Miss Venera. It is very expensive if you don't have a fully funded scholarship. But the positive side is that the scholarships pay quite a lot of money. They cover a lot of the fees. Um, yeah, a lot of language exchange programs are also there, and it makes it easy. So the Italian universities, they offer quite a number of scholarships, some 70%, some fully funded, and it's also important to know the population demographics, as we see that some countries do not have enough internationals, so they're very open-minded towards internationals, which increases the probability of going in. So another important part, guys, is that pick clearly your countries, know them very well. If you want to come to Azerbaijan, do research on Azerbaijan, understand the culture, the norms, and I feel like this is something that Ms. Venera is going to take you up on. And yeah, so I'd like to close off this very nice session with a quote, and thank you guys for joining in. And I really look forward to helping you. If you have any more questions or whatever, just feel free to
Yeah.
text. I'm very flexible. So
One
admissions.
thing is, Keith, sorry, there was one question here again about these Italian things. Can you speak more about well, about the scholarship? I don't know about international students, but for Azerbaijani students, I just wanted to add for information that sometimes the Italian embassies do not give the visa easily to international students to go and study there. And then they also provide scholarships, not in the first year, but starting from the second year. So if you're like if you want to pursue your bachelor's degree in Italy, you should have some funds on your own. You should be a little bit, live on your own, through your own account, on your own account, with your own pocket, with your own expenses. But then from the second year, there will be more opportunities for you to apply for scholarships, for financial aid. That's from what I've been hearing from our students. I think it's the same for all other international students, that they start applying, providing scholarships from the second year, even sometimes from the third year, but not exactly from the first year if you want to do your bachelor's or undergraduate degree in Italy. That was
I
my
think I think it also depends on the institution, Ms. Venera, because there's been cases, a lot of fully funded scholarships that are opening. And in the case of Azerbaijan, I really don't have that much knowledge on it, but just based on the movement that I'm seeing, we've seen ADA University partner with the ministry in Italy to build a new university.
Yes. I
this
think it's
one,
because our relations are getting more and more kind of, getting like stronger with
yeah,
Italy generally, on a political level. And that's why now with the Italian university, there's going to be some fully funded scholarships, like fellowships for Azerbaijani students. So I agree with you. Yes.
yeah. And also on the international realm, what you did say is very honest and true. It's not always so easy to get in the funds and everything like that. But again, the amounts of fully funded scholarships are relatively low. So there's a lot of competition. And yes, I think Duolingo is a good platform for you to kind of apply. I've seen with ADA, they actually accept Duolingo as a metric to know how good your English is, but it's very important to like find out from the institution also. So another thing I'd like to tell you, you should also like, don't be afraid of emailing universities to get some information, find out if you fit in. It's very good because you get like direct information from them. So yeah. Do we have any more questions? So basically, I want to end today's session with a quote. Don't apply like everyone else. Design it in your own way, and you can redesign this quote to suit whatever it is that you feel is the best way to go. Use creativity and critical thinking to make your voice heard. So you combine those two skills and you're good to go. It's not a checklist, it's a canvas that you actively draw upon as you move forward. So on my end, I would also, if you guys want, I can share the slides with you and you can keep them for reference or any other questions. But on my end, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. It's been really an amazing time. I enjoyed learning from you. And yeah, if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out. And
Thank you.
so, yeah, sorry, just one, and a thank you to Ms. Venera for assisting me with this program also and taking your time to join in. Yeah, I think that's it on my end.
Thanks for everything.
All right. Have a good evening, guys.
Good
Good
evening.
night.
Goodbye.
Good evening.